CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Brady throws it to the end zone for Kenbrell Tompkins, leaping.
He's got it! Touchdown! Patriots! Unicorns! Show ponies! Where's the beef?
That's how Tom Brady beat the New Orleans Saints and defensive coordinator Rob Ryan last week. Twin brother Rex aiming to do better this week. His opposite number on the other side of the field is Bill Belichick. In his 19th year as a head coach, his 14th in New England. And welcome back to the Meadowlands on a beautiful October afternoon. The New England Patriots won the toss. They will defer. That means the Jets will receive, and that is newly signed Josh Cribbs, a return man extraordinaire trying to work his way back from injury. Cribbs, the owner of 8 career kickoff return touchdowns, and add to that 3 punt return TDs too.
Well, when you say newly signed, you're not kidding. 5 days ago. But it doesn't take long to work into special teams. You know, plays from scrimmage, probably not. But in the return game, it only takes a meeting, actually, to get up to speed. Left, right, middle. That's not all that complicated.
Meanwhile, the ball will not stay on the tee for Steven Gostkowski.
If you've ever been to the Meadowlands, you know that the winds in here swirl. You look at the pylons, and the flags on the pylons aren't moving all that much, but down on the field, it's enough to knock it off that tee.
Here we go. Cribbs will not get a chance to bring this one out as it sails over the end line. And will come out to the 20-yard line. The Jets are led by rookie quarterback Geno Smith, whose 3 fourth-quarter interceptions proved costly back in Week 2 when the Patriots won it by a score of 13-10. Strange to see that he has a higher completion percentage than one Tom Brady coming in today.
It's just going to all be about playing a clean football game for Geno Smith. He cannot be the source of turnovers. Not if they want to win.
The Jets from their own 20. And Smith to throw from the shotgun on first down. Going to go deep down this sideline. Has a man open, and that's complete. Jeff Cumberland at the 45-yard line.
Well, Jeff Cumberland just keeps getting better and better. And you can see that's Dante Hightower trying to run with him. And right off the bat, the question's going to be, did he get both feet in with possession of the football? That was one heck of a throw by Geno Smith.
Bill Belichick told us yesterday Geno Smith definitely with a preference for the deep ball. Bilal Powell, left side. Nothing there. Back to the line of scrimmage. Up front for the Jets, rookie left guard Brian Winters making his 3rd straight start, nestled between Pro Bowlers Ferguson and Mangold. And the guy who has come on strong, you just saw him, Jeff Cumberland. No catches the first 2 weeks of the season, and 12 for more than 200 yards and a couple of touchdowns since.
And actually, Josh Cribbs is going to split out wide on this play for the Jets. Now that is a surprise.
Smith, incomplete. Scrambling in the backfield, intended for Powell, and it was too low. On defense, first the Patriots lose Vince Wilfork at 1 tackle, then lost Tommy Kelly at the other. Rookie Chris Jones starts a 2nd straight week. With Gerard Mayo gone for the year, Jamie Collins starts in his place at linebacker along with Spikes and Hightower. And New England's best defensive back, Aqib Talib, out with a bad hip. Kyle Arrington starts for him at cornerback. 3rd and 10. Smith over the middle, got his man. That's Curley. Curley fighting for first down yardage and gets it inside the 45-yard line of the Patriots.
Oh, that's a heck of a second effort by Jeremy Curley. And again, Geno Smith delivers a good ball right in stride. But right here, fortunately For the Jets, two Patriots ran into one another, and then Steve Gregory, number 28, he's got an ankle, but oh, that's not enough. Curley fights enough for the first time. Wonderful individual effort.
Chris Ivory in the backfield. Ivory breaking free inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
Well, again, a big story is this Jets offensive line against the defensive front of the Patriots that is minus their two starting defensive tackles. Tommy Kelly is injured for this game and won't play. Vince Wilfork is out for the season with an Achilles, and two rookies are having to man the fort inside, Joe Villano and Chris Jones.
Second and short yardage for the Jets. Ivory again. Ivory fighting inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Jets.
Well, Chris Ivory is finally healthy for the Jets, and it's been no secret. Everyone in New York, from Rex Ryan on down, have been talking all week. If we're going to be successful, we are going to run the football. And you know, without Wilfork in there, without Tommy Kelly in there, no slight on Jones and Villano, but that is a huge drop-off. And again, the loss of Gerard Mayo, their defensive captain and signal caller, and Aqib Talib on the corner. This is a really badly banged up New England defense.
Ivory inside the 30 to about the 28. This is a Jets offense that has failed to score a touchdown in its last 14 possessions.
Well, Greg, I think it's also a Jet offense that kind of got away from some of their recipes for success in the past, which is running the ball. Coming into this game, they threw the ball 212 times and ran it only 167. And Rex, I think, sat down with Marty Morningleg and said, look, we've got to get back to becoming a running football team. There's no better way to protect a rookie quarterback than by having a good running game.
Geno Smith on 2nd and 6 gets time. Sideline, overthrown, incomplete, and well covered down the sideline was Bilal Powell.
Now, smart play by Geno Smith. And that is just when he's deciding to release the ball, he realizes the coverage is too good, and that's equivalent to a throwaway. He sails that out of bounds, realizing that any chance at completing it to his receiver might end up with an INT. That's the kind of progress you love to see developing in a rookie quarterback.
3rd and 6. Smith, complete. Curley to the 15. It'll be a first down for the Jets.
Well, this is a pretty composed Geno Smith. Look at the pocket he's afforded, and Curley just running underneath him. You can see Alfonso Dennard in a chase position. Nice hands catch. Again, what a flawless start so far by the Jets.
And what a great job early on in this game Curley has done fighting for first down yardage. From the 15. Right off the hands of Ivory. Off the chest, like.
Yeah, he looked totally handcuffed by that pass, like it surprised him. Dante Hightower right there is he is a 270-pound linebacker. And he's wearing the speaker in his helmet, taking over for Gerard Mayo. But Dante Hightower doesn't have the range that Gerard Mayo had. And those isolated coverages underneath are going to be a real problem for him if he has to cover guy for a long time.
This is Ivory to about the 12. And Brandon Spikes there to bring him down.
When we talk about all the problems for the Patriots defensively, and Talib out today, and Tommy Kelly not playing, and Vince Wilfork on IR, I think they all pale in comparison to their loss of Gerard Mayo. He was their best defensive player, their captain, their signal caller, and at this part of the field especially, he took charge.
Jets 2 out of 2 on 3rd down so far this afternoon. Smith steps up, end zone, touchdown! Jeremy Curley lost his man inside, broke to the outside, and the ball was there.
Well, Kyle Arrington is just, watch Arrington, number 25. He's locked up man on man, and Arrington just, don't ask me what he's doing. He tries to get a shove on Curley way beyond the 5-yard mark, and then he just totally overplays the inside. He looked to be completely surprised that Jeremy Curley broke it off for the corner. And wow, Jeremy Curley, nice start to this ball game.
Nick Folk for the extra point. Impressive opening drive for the New York Jets. Sets the tone here. When we come back, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski on the field. Geno Smith was 4 out of 7 for 61 yards throwing on that drive. Jeremy Curley caught 3 of those passes for 36 yards and the touchdown. Matthew Slater and LeGarrette Blount are deep. And Blount will not run this one out of the end zone. So we'll take a break. When we come back, the Patriots offense.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Jets have given their fans something to shout about early on, and there's number 87, Rob Gronkowski, on the field for the first time this season. Brady to throw to about the 23-yard line to Julian Edelman.
Well, right off the bat, they're going to let Gronk stretch his legs a little bit. And that is really a matchup one-on-one with Calvin Pace that if Tom Brady thinks that's going to happen with any regularity, look out, here he comes.
Second and 7, far side of the field, and that is complete and out of bounds at about the 36-yard line to Aaron Dobson. The Patriot offense. Tom Brady says Pats have to run the ball today. The first-round draft pick 2 years ago, Nate Solder, holding down left tackle. And as we mentioned, Gronkowski back in the lineup, back from 4 surgeries over a 10-month span on first down. Brady under pressure, throwing far side of the field, diving, incomplete, intended for Aaron Dobson. The Jets own the NFL's 4th-ranked defense. 3 terrific down linemen led by Muhammad Wilkerson. The linebackers, David Harris, a tackling machine, the team leader with 61. And the Jets' #1 draft pick, D. Milliner, has missed the last 3 games with a bad hamstring, in the starting lineup at quarterback today. Brady throwing. There is Gronkowski for the first down. Gronkowski's first reception since week 17 last season, which was a 23-yard touchdown catch over the Dolphins.
A couple important things right here. Gronk showing his physicality as he knocks Davis off, but he takes a big hit right on that left arm. And how confidence-inspiring that has to be for the Gronk, that right off the bat, the first hit, he takes it right on that damaged arm and apparently took it okay.
Gronkowski to the sideline for this snap. Bill Belichick told us he would not be playing a full game today. Movement up front, penalty markers fly, the pass is complete. And Kenbrell Tompkins makes it to the Jet 41.
Well, I think we got offsides against the Jets.
Jerome Boger is our official today, our referee.
That'll be declined. It looked like they had enough to get the first down.
Offside. Defense, number 98. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is the first down.
Gronkowski, I think, gets a lot of things out of the way on this one play. A helmet right on that left forearm, a completed catch, and I think that a lot of questions were answered in his mind on that one completed catch from Tom Brady.
Brady with time, far side of the field, incomplete. Austin Collie, the nearest receiver, well covered on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And Austin Collie going to have to play a big part here today because Danny Amendola got concussed last week and he's inactive today, so Collie's reps are going to go way up. Can't just be the Julian Edelman show.
This is Brandon Bolden trying to turn the corner left side and brought down by Demario Davis, the second-year linebacker out of Arkansas State.
One thing about Demario Davis, this guy can fly. Coaches love linebackers that have sideline to sideline range, and that's what Davis has.
Gronkowski back on the field, flanked at the bottom of your screen on 3rd and 5. Front again, the pass to Gronkowski, and this one appears to be whistled down. That means it'll be against New England.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Well, I thought they were calling an early start on the New England side of the ball.
Well, they're going to isolate, and you can see he's across the ball. And I'll tell you, if they're going to play, if the Jets are going to have any more of that with the Gronk, when he split all the way out like that, just isolated on a corner, he and Tom Brady are just going to play pitch and catch.
First down. Brady.
Oh, Gronk down the middle.
Got him. Inside the 5 to the half-yard line.
Just a straight seam pattern right down the middle, the element that has been missing from this Patriots offense all this year. It's the most
quick snap, penalty markers fly. Brandon Bolden carried. Jerome Boger is explaining it to Tom Brady.
Well, Calvin Pace might have been offsides.
Offside. Defense, number 97. There was a player in the offensive backfield at the time the ball was snapped. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Half the distance from where they were is not very much at all.
Not much. Boy, that seam pattern to Gronkowski, though. Talk about the missing man formation. That's been the missing man formation for the last 6 weeks for the Pats.
There hasn't been much tight end activity to talk about for New England. Bolden in the backfield. Bolden with the football. Stopped short of the line of scrimmage.
Well, that was just good penetration up front by the New York Jets, and look at this hurry up.
Bolden in the backfield again, trying the right side and going to get to the end zone for the touchdown.
Tom Brady, he wins a lot of times just by changing up the tempo, and you could see when this ball was snapped, the Jets were still trying to get a line defensively. They were trying to shift guys from one side to the other, and this is just an easy walk-in. And of course, there's Gronk out front casting a block. Antonio Allen arguing that he was held, but no way.
Brandon Bolden's first touchdown of the season. Gronkowski. And this game is tied. 5:58 to play in the first quarter. Bolden doing a Gronkowski slam in the end zone. We're tied at 7. This week, don't miss the show that's in a league by itself with guys that take on all 32 teams and each other every week. James Brown, Phil Simms, Chris Collinsworth with the artistry of NFL films and the chemistry of the boys. Catch Inside the NFL Wednesday at 9, only on Showtime. 10-play, 80-yard drive. Brandon Bolden with the touchdown run, and the New England Patriots, who managed only 3 points in the first quarter in the last 4 games, put a 7th spot on the board here. Josh Cribbs back. And this one is going to roll into the end zone for the touchback. So Geno Smith back to work on offense. 5:58 to play in the first.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Powerful answers. And by USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families.
The Jets begin at their own 20-yard line. Geno Smith, keeping, rolling, looking, throwing and wide open. He's got a man at the 35. David Nelson out of bounds. First down for the Jets.
Well, that's putting the mobility of Geno Smith to good use. He does a little read option fake inside. Ninkovich is there, but Ninkovich ends up getting tackled. And then coming all the way across the formation is David Nelson. Geno Smith ends up on the ground, but that was no big deal. But David Nelson got lost coming all the way from the far side of the field.
And now Josh Cribbs is there to take the snap. And right up the middle. And across midfield. And into New England territory at the 48. Let's get an update from the guys at the NFL Today in New York.
We had the Wildcat you guys are looking at, and how about these defensive scores all within the first minute? Captain Munderland, 45 yards. Miguel Roby, 19 yards. And then Thomas DeCou, a 30-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Put all their teams up early, 7-0. Back to you guys.
Greg and Dan, you know Coach is smiling. Back to Greg.
Josh Cribbs again taking the snap, going straight ahead inside the 45 to the 44, maybe the 43. That's enough for a first down. So Josh Cribbs going right to work.
Well, yeah, Rex Ryan being kind of coy with us, saying, well, I will only be able to work him into the kicking game. The one time he lined up as a wide receiver, he was just a decoy. And then a couple times in the Wildcat, I'd say that Josh Cribbs has had a bit of an accelerated start to his Jets existence.
And now Bilal Powell takes the direct snap and goes straight ahead. Forward progress will be marked at about the 41.5-yard line or so.
And again, this is just giving New England lots to think about here with all the multiple formations. Now it looks like they're going to go back to more of a conventional offense now. Geno Smith back at quarterback. Old Bill Belichick, he'll be over there drawing up a storm for his defense next time they come to the sidelines. He's going to run out of ink on that board.
Here's an unusual look. Geno Smith is a quarterback. Give this to Chris Ivory.
And again,
about the 36.5.
And look at that surge by the Jets offensive line. And again, this is what they've identified as the weakness in this Patriots defense right up the middle. Look at that double team going off the left side. Brian Winters and Nick Mangold. That's fantastic. Brian Winters is he appears to be the permanent solution in as far as permanent exists in the National Football League, but this rookie looks like he might be in there for a long time.
Jets now with a 3rd and 3. And the play clock winding down now. 4, 3, 2. They get the snap off, they do. Geno Smith getting time. Throwing. Complete. Close to the 20-yard line. David Nelson. That's another first down for the Jets.
And that's why you live with all the negatives that surround a rookie quarterback. Because when you see Geno Smith in a situation like this is not bad coverage, but boy, that ball comes whistling in there to David Nelson. When Geno Smith sets, he's got a chance to use his mechanics. That ball leaves a vapor trail on its way out.
Jets 4 out of 4 on 3rd down today. This is Ivory. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Dan, we were talking about this New England defense as it stands now, and you made the point yesterday. They have lost the best player at every level of their defense to injury.
You say there are 3 levels to your defense. Will Fork, the dominant guy at that first level on the line. Gerard Mayo, the most dominant guy on the second level. And Aqib Talib isn't going to play. And Matt Patricia, that's a lot to overcome. You're right. The best player at all 3 levels for the Patriots not playing today. And 2 of them won't be playing for the rest of the year.
2nd and 10. Smith throwing. Intercepted! And there he goes! Logan Ryan going to take this one for a touchdown. That is the 11th interception thrown by Geno Smith this year. 81 yards.
And Geno Smith looked left, came back right, but he looked right long enough to be able to figure out that David Nelson was being smothered by Logan Ryan. I thought maybe that was a situation where Smith didn't look at it long enough before he let it go. But Geno Smith, I think, had plenty of time to make a decision to go elsewhere. That's just a horrible mistake by the rookie.
Make it 34 straight games now. The Patriots with a takeaway. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. Gostkowski with the kick, and it's good. So they go from knocking on the door to down a touchdown. New England with a 14-7 lead. About a minute and a half to play in the first. 2014 Pro Bowl balloting is open and unconference. For the first time ever, you can vote for the best players regardless of conference. Then Hall of Famers Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders will draft unconference teams as alumni captains. Vote now for your favorite players at NFL.com/Pro Bowl ballot. Josh Cribbs in the end zone. We'll see how well Geno Smith can shake off that pick six. And this one, boy, Gostkowski doing a wonderful job of keeping the football away from Josh Cribbs.
Well, Greg, down here at the bottom, here's David Nelson and Logan Ryan. Watch the jam that Ryan is going to get on Nelson. Right there, that route is DOA. That's Geno has got to go someplace else. Whatever that route was going to be, got exploded at the line of scrimmage because of the jam by Ryan. And Geno has just got to work his progressions and move away from that. And again, we've seen so much good early in this first quarter from Geno Smith, and then that negates it all.
From the 20-yard line. Smith completes. Stephen Hill. And Hill bounced out of bounds across the 35 at about the 36-yard line.
Well, as we move down to a little under a minute and a half left in the first quarter, one thing is apparent. The Patriots aren't mounting much of a pass rush. This offensive line of the Jets, to this point, is giving Geno Smith a very comfortable pocket. Ninkovich, Chandler Jones, their two best edge rushers, are going to have to get it going. But to this point, the battle up front's being won by the Jets O-line.
Smith with the keeper, left side, blocker in front of him, out of bounds for a first down at about the 49-yard line.
You know, that's just so easy when you've got a quarterback that can run like that. It's off-putting to a defense to have everything covered, but you don't account for the quarterback going around the corner like that. And Marty Morningway got to think about just using that on every now and then, just for exactly that same reason. Right now, the Patriots defensively, that's a bad taste in their mouth. They don't want that at all.
This is Ivory. And Ivory pulled up short by Joe Milano, the rookie defensive tackle, number 72.
Joe Milano's been playing well. I mean, he had to go in for Vince when he got hurt a couple weeks ago. And the free agent has given the Patriots a lot of good football. And now it's Chris Jones' turn, the other rookie that's going to have to step in and play on the other side for Tommy Kelly until he comes back.
Let's see if Geno Smith gets the snap off before the first quarter expires. He does. Smith under pressure and goes down at the 35-yard line. That's Chandler Jones. And that's how the first quarter winds down here at the Meadowlands at the end of one. Patriots with a 14-7 lead. We're back right after this. You are watching the NFL on CBS. Back for the start of the second quarter, and Geno Smith trying to rally first from a pick six and then from the sack. Handed out by Chandler Jones. He's now looking at a 3rd and 20. With time, throwing, that's complete to Turley, and Turley out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, and that's a first down.
Well, again, it starts up front with the pass protection, which was rock solid. Curley working out of the slot is going to come underneath the clearing pattern run by Stephen Hill. You got to respect Hill's speed, and what a strike from Geno Smith. That was a combination of events, good pass protection, a good clearing route by Stephen Hill, a good crossing pattern underneath by Curley, and a strike from Smith.
Dan, we were talking about the up and down nature of his season. How about how up and down he's been today? Ivory trying to get outside, tripped up, about 38-yard line. Brandon Spikes making the tackle.
Greg, he's 8 for 12. He's thrown the ball beautifully. Every throw he's made has been spot on, with the exception of the pick six. So there's just so much to like. His throwing motion is beautiful. It's all the underneath stuff, his progressions, the things that come with experience and learning on the job is what Geno has to undergo.
We're watching the education of an NFL quarterback.
But his ability to throw the football, anybody who looks at him can't question that.
Straight ahead is Ivory, and Ivory to about the 35. And Chris Jones making that stop.
Having Chris Ivory back in the lineup is a big deal for the Jets. At the very beginning, he seems to lose his footing. I don't know if he stumbled over Geno Smith's foot or if he just caught a toe on the turf. But that's an assist from the field.
Jets have been a perfect 5 of 5 on third down today. They're looking at a 3rd and 5 here. Smith throwing, complete, Curley to the 25 and another first down. How big has Jeremy Curley been today?
I don't think I have to answer that question. Out of the bunch formation, that is a good looking fake to the inside, the pivot back to the outside. And again, though, a really nicely thrown ball from Geno Smith, who's spot on. And that's 6 for 6 against Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
New set of downs for Smith at the 25-yard line. They give it to Bilal Powell, and Powell gets about 4 to the 21.
The 4 yards on first down, not bad. That's not bad. It's the 2nd and 9s that really kill an offense, but 2nd and 6, and again, look at that, one more rush than pass. We talked earlier about how they were a little bit askew, a little out of balance, a little too pass heavy.
Josh Cribbs now back in the Wildcat. He'll take the snap. Cribbs off right guard inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
And this is a good strategy for the Jets. Hammer the football, hammer it for 4 quarters.
Again, the Patriots are missing 2 mighty good football players on the inside of that defensive line in Vince Wilfork and Tommy Kelly.
And then also, psychologically, this team, it's a big hit losing Gerard Mayo. Very popular guy, but again, the guy that never came off the field, the captain of the defense, his loss, unfortunately for the Patriots, is going to be felt for the rest of the season.
Geno Smith rolling, throwing, and that's incomplete, and we get a late flag in the backfield.
Well, self-explanatory. And in case you're not sure, he's pointing to the Jets.
Bill Belichick says we're going to turn it down.
Number 29. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
So that'll bring the field goal unit on for the Jets. And Nick Folk, who is a perfect 13 for 13 this season in the field goal department, will line this one up from 37 yards out.
You know, there once was a day where a 37-yard field goal was
not considered a chip shot?
No, it wasn't. Not today.
This one is. Yeah. 11-11 to play in the first half. The Jets add 3. 14-10. Patriots, Mr. Brady. Back after this. What a great day to be up in the blimp, huh? Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by MetLife.
A day like today is why you play football outside. Could be anything.
Slater and Blunt deep. This is LeGarrette Blunt. 15, 20. And out to about the 24-yard, no, 25-yard line. If you think bungee jumping into icy waters is amazing, and I do, you've got to see The Amazing Race tonight after 60 minutes, only CBS. .11:04 to play in the first half. Brady and Gronkowski back together, back on the field.
Gronk's right there.
Brady, lots of time. And the short pass to Edelman. To about the 30-yard line. The first meeting between these two teams up in New England in the rain, they totaled 23 points. They already have 24 today. On 2nd and 4, Brady throwing, and that is complete across the 40-yard line to Austin Collie. Interesting discussion with Mr. Collie last night, wasn't it, Dan?
Yes, it was, talking about what he's gone through, fighting through multiple concussions just to get back out on the field, and then to play a big part in their win last week against New Orleans with that 4th down catch. He was overcome with, he just said, I struggle to tell you how much it meant to me and my family.
Brady sideline, and making the catch just across midfield is Austin Collie.
And again, without Danny Amendola in the lineup, Austin Collie's reps are going to go way up.
And now it's being ruled an incomplete pass. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, why don't we just take a look at it? There's the catch.
Half a foot out of bounds.
Looked like the toe was on the white line. Left foot down. Collie wasn't able to get the right foot down.
That's a good call by the official.
Yeah, the second official came in and overruled the first.
So it's 2nd and 10 at the 41. Other sideline pass, and this one is complete to Aaron Dobson. Brady beginning to spread it around.
Well, and his receivers, these kids are starting to figure it out. I'm talking about Dobson and Kenbrell Tompkins, who hasn't been a factor. But these kids are starting to figure it out. They're playing with a little more confidence. They're playing more and thinking less.
Gronkowski to the bottom of your screen on 3rd and 3.
This is with no safety help over here.
Brady gonna lob it for Gronkowski, going up incomplete. Well played on the near side of the field by Antonio Allen.
Very well played by Antonio Allen. Allen's pretty good size at 6'1". He's given away about 5 inches, but he times his leap perfectly. He gets the football at the highest point. But Brady, the minute Brady saw that matchup, you knew he was going over there. When he didn't see an over-under on Gronk, that's where he's going.
Timeout on the field on 4th and 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FedEx. Request when and where your packages are delivered with FedEx Delivery Manager. Chrysler, imported from Detroit. And by State Farm. It pays to double check. Talk to your agent today.
It was the Jets who called the timeout. That's the first of their timeouts used, and now getting ready to kick it away is Ryan Allen. And Josh Cribbs standing inside his own 10-yard line. Will not run this one back. He'll let it bounce into the end zone for the touchback. Number 87 so far.
In his first game back here in 2013, his first catch, his first big hit, all out of the way. Then the classic seam pattern, setting up the touchdown that was running right here by Bolden. He's blocking at the point of attack, so pretty productive first half already for Rob Gronkowski, who, now it's a question of his stamina, his game conditioning. Luckily, it's a cool day. I mentioned it to him yesterday. At least it's not in the 90s. He said, man, no kidding.
hybrid. They go back to the ground game for maybe one across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. You would think under normal circumstances, a guy who's been out as long as Gronkowski, there'd be a little rust. But both he and Tom Brady said they've worked so much together in practice all these weeks that that's probably not the case.
Well, it was really the upside to the Patriots not putting him on the PUP list, which would have made him ineligible to practice. Because he was on the active roster, he's been out on the practice field for over a month with the Patriots getting all sorts of reps. Both running it on the scout team and with the first team after practice with Brady. That was a real upside.
On 2nd and 8, Geno Smith with time, sideline complete and out of bounds, just short of the 30-yard line, is Jeff Cumberland.
Well, it's pretty apparent that Jeff Cumberland and Geno Smith are developing a real chemistry together. It's also very apparent that when somebody runs a deep out, Smith is going to deliver a football.
Hurry up mode, Ivory looking for the first down, not going to get there. Brandon Spikes put the clamps on that one, and on 4th down, the punting unit will come out.
Well, Brandon Spike's specialty is playing the run. He is a downhill linebacker, and he demonstrated his worth right there. That's how you meet a running back in the hole.
Julian Edelman back at about his own 25-yard line.
Don't forget his talents as a returner.
Edelman pulls it in his own 33, across the 40, breaks to his left, and moves another tackle. That blocker's in front of it. Midfield, up the sideline, and out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. What a return by Julian Edelman. "38-yard return off of a 37-yard punt."
Well, the former quarterback at Kent State doesn't look like a quarterback, does he? Just wonderful instincts. He's got patience to set up his own blockers. But look at the jump cuts. 1 jump cut, 2 jump cuts. How about a 3rd jump cut? You don't see that every day. That was this guy. This guy is just in the mold of so many of the Patriots players. Does more than one thing really well.
And the Patriots start at the Jet 28. We get penalty markers, we get whistles.
Again, looks like the Jets are having problems with Brady's snap count. That was Leger Douzable, I believe, across the ball.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, Dan, penalties against the New York Jets are nothing unusual this season, unfortunately, for Rex Ryan and his troops.
Well, coming into the game, Greg, they committed 55 penalties. Their opponents only 38. That's an imbalance that's hard to overcome.
White 20!
Stephen Ridley, the deep back, gets the handoff left side to about the 22. Sheldon Richardson in on the tackle there. Bears repeating too. Tom Brady, for all of his ability with his receivers and the way he can throw the ball, just flat out said last night, if we can't run the football today, I don't give us much of a chance to win.
Well, it's nice of him to say that, but nobody runs the ball very much against the New York Jets. Their run defense is superb, 2nd in the league, and deservedly so.
Gronkowski, top of the screen, takes the pass inside the 20-yard line. His progress will be marked at the 19.
Yeah, about a yard short of the first down where he caught the ball. You know, the Jets are number 2 in the league playing the run, and that's really well deserved, I think. Here again, that tempo.
3rd and 1. Holden. Tripped up, falling forward. Let's see where the spot is. And Muhammad Wilkerson made the play.
And if Wilkerson doesn't make that tackle, that is an easy first down conversion. Look at Wilkerson extend. That would have been a no-brainer first down pickup.
We'll get a measurement.
They might be just a hair short. Muhammad Wilkerson has become such a really just all around one of the premier defensive linemen in football.
I believe you called him a beast in the nicest possible way.
In the nicest possible way. The same way you would call J.J. Watt a beast. Muhammad Wilkerson is worthy of being talked about in that same breath.
And
well, knowing Bill Belichick
says what?
Well, this is Bill Belichick that goes for 4, 5, and 6 yards in his own territory on 4th down. Hard to imagine he's not going to go for it here.
In his career, when Tom Brady keeps the football on 4th and 2 or less, he's 22 for 26 converting for the first down.
He's not overly concerned about being second-guessed by anybody in the Patriots management. So this is one of the least surprising things you will see the Patriots going for in this situation, even though they're well within Gostkowski's range.
Jets coming into the game with the 4th-ranked defense in the league.
Now, just because they're lining up doesn't mean they have to snap it.
Ridley for the first down.
He got it easily. Again, I like coaches who think that if we can't move the ball 2 inches, do we really deserve to even win the doggone game? He sneaks right in behind Logan Mankins. Yeah, let's go right behind Mankins and Solder.
52!
The 2 best linemen on my team.
On the first down, this is Ridley again, and Ridley inside the 15, close to the 12. And we hit 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Brady again, hurry up mode.
Well, he wants to play my 11 against your 11, not allowing the Jets to substitute.
Ridley trying to turn the corner and does. Bounced out of bounds, and here's a flag.
Holding. Offense. Number 11.
That's on Julian Edelman.
10-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
Don't you think it's gotten to the point where every time there's a flag on the field, Rex Ryan must just hold his breath?
Well, I would if I were Rex, yeah, because you automatically assume it's on you. But you also have to assume anytime a guy bounces it all the way around the corner like that, and there's a little improvisation, that means the guy's blocking for him. All of a sudden they're having to block a guy who's taking an angle that they weren't expecting him to take. And there's a lot of holding that happens in that situation.
A 2nd and 15 for Brady. Brady with time over the middle, incomplete. Penalty marker fly.
Oh, that's holding. Gronk was getting mugged all the way down the field. He just almost tackled. Watch him release right down the middle. And just look at Allen.
Pass to the pass. Holding.
That's
defense. Number 39.
Antonio Allen.
5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Now, I don't hardly blame him, but there's no way that's not going to get called. Going down the seam, 6'6", 265, 4.6 speed. It's a 2-man job covering Gronkowski in that situation. Yeah. If the Jets try to keep doing it one-on-one, they're going to pay for it.
Ridley breaking it outside to the 5, to the end zone for the touchdown.
Not a big fan of a back slowing down before he gets to the end zone, making the other guy have to come and get him. Little hot dogging there by Stephen Ridley. Antonio Cromartie goes upfield. He's playing Geno Smith. And right there, Ridley slowed down just a little bit. Not entirely cool.
Ridley's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Good for 17 yards. Gostkowski to add the extra point.
And if you can run the football into the end zone against the Jets, you're accomplishing something.
5:15 to play in the first half. The New England Patriots extend their lead now to 21-10. 5:15 to play in the first half. It is apparent, Dan, that even in his few appearances on the field, Rob Gronkowski is a handful for the Jets defense.
Well, I'm sure that Rex is talking right now about making an adjustment, that we've got to bracket Gronkowski because that's Antonio Allen. He made one good play on him before. Calvin Pace was on him isolated before. That's a recipe for disaster.
Good. We'll get a chance to run this one out of the end zone. And tripped up at the 10, forward to the 15. Matthew Slater making the special teams play. There's Gronk. There's the Patriots 21-10 lead.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Quicken Loans, for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze. And by Fruit of the Loom. Start happy.
A reminder coming up, the Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Phil Cowher will have the scores and highlights coming up from New York on the Verizon Halftime Report. The Jets from their own 15-yard line. This is Chris Ivory, and Ivory not going to get anywhere. Rob Ninkovich and Brandon Spikes combine as you look at the quarterback numbers, and Geno Smith having a really good afternoon with one big glaring glitch.
It just stands out, doesn't it? The one touchdown for a pick six, one interception rather for a pick six. The thing right here, their defense is a little bit reeling right now. A first down here is critical for the Jets. Otherwise, Brady and that offense, they're in sync right now. Don't put your defense out there too quickly.
Smith over the middle, a little too hard for Cumberland to handle.
And again, I think that's a matchup that the Jets like, Cumberland against Dante Hightower. Don't get me wrong about Hightower. He's a heck of a football player. But at 270 pounds, he is not built for coverage downfield. And as you can see, that was a ball that should have been caught by Cumberland. May not have been a perfect throw. It could have been 1 foot maybe farther out in front of him. But that was more than catchable. Should have been caught.
And just that fast now, Geno Smith looking at 3rd and 9. He's been terrific on 3rd down today. He's going to go deep up the sideline. Incomplete. Stephen Hill, the intended receiver. Alfonso Dennard along with him.
Well, the minute that ball left Geno Smith's hand, you could realize that it couldn't possibly have been caught inbounds. The ball landed a couple of yards out of bounds. So a disastrous series there for the Jets, putting Brady right back out onto the field with all of his timeouts and over 4 minutes left.
Ryan Quigley to kick it away. Julian Edelman back at his own 35. Let it bounce. It sails out of bounds just across midfield. And they're going to mark it where? Looks like at about the 50-yard line.
Well, you heard Frank just referencing Geno Smith, how well he's been throwing the ball. That's how he got started with that beautiful touch pass to Cumberland, TD to Curley. But there's the costly pick by Logan Ryan. The rookie just basically walks into the end zone. So, as we have seen from the first minute he walked onto the field, we've seen a lot of good, and we've seen some bad from Geno Smith.
So Brady goes to work from midfield.
A lot of pressure now on the Jets defensively, already down 11.
Brady with time, throwing, and a miscommunication there.
Well, that's an homage to the Jets secondary. He only ran a 2-receiver pattern, and the Jets smothered it. Tom Brady had plenty of time, took one look at that and said, well, they won. I'll just chuck this out of bounds.
And we have a penalty marker down.
Did the Jets have
12 in the formation? Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That'll help with the pass coverage.
Garrett McIntyre had to make the run of shame right over in front of Rex Ryan. It's pretty obvious who wasn't supposed to be out there when you have to trot off the field by yourself.
Ridley. And another flag.
Hello, I'm Mohammed Wilkerson, and you're not.
Holding. Offense. Number 62. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
So the center, Ryan Wendell.
There he is right there in the middle of your screen. Oh, and look, and not only that, but that's Mohammed Wilkerson. So even being held, he still makes the tackle for no gain.
Hard on the play. Please reset the game clock to 4:09. 4:09. Thank you.
So Jerome Boger getting the game clock right. 2nd and 15.
39.
409. That was a great engine in the old set.
Out we go.
Brady. Oh. That play went nowhere. Thanks to David Harris from the University. By the way, is there anybody in that Michigan-Indiana game? Are they still trying to make a defensive stop in that game?
No, but they've had to replace all the bulbs in the scoreboard because they were getting overheated. David Harris led this team in tackles 5 of the last 6 years. Big stop there.
3rd and 17.
Then they get some pressure on Brady.
The crowd getting back into it here. Brady with time down the middle. Antonio Allen with a hand on it.
If that football might have had a little more air under it, that might have been a completion. Look at this pocket. Look at that pocket. Solder comes off at the last minute. But Gronk was he had a step. And that ball just a shade underthrown.
Cribbs back at his own 10. Lift this one up. Cribbs, fair catch. No, he's going to let it bounce. It takes a sideways roll out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Hey, you can get inside the mind of a quarterback. Join Phil Simms, Rich Gannon, Steve Berline, Adam Shine on NFL Monday QB tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Well, bouquets to the Jets defense. Letting the Patriots, who are hot, start at the 50-yard line and not give up a first down and force them to punt. That was a major win by the gangrene defense.
This is Ivory with blockers in front of him, left side. And out of bounds, very close to a first down. It is a first down, it looks like.
Having a healthy Chris Ivory back in this Jets stable of running backs, a big plus for Marty Morningweg.
So they'll move the change. It's now a first down at the 30-yard line. 2:45 to play in the first half.
Well, the best thing that Geno Smith does is throw the ball deep. It seems the farther the throw, the more accurate he is.
Smith eluding the pressure. Pulled down now from behind by Chris Jones, the rookie out of Bowling Green.
Well, that's Chris Jones getting the start for Tommy Kelly. And we talked about the two rookies in the middle, and this is just a hard work sack. He's working against fellow rookie Brian Winters at left guard. It almost looked like Winters had him and then relaxed. That clock went off in his head that the ball should have been thrown by now. Jones kept playing and played it to the end.
And that is going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here at the Meadowlands. Can the Jets get anything done before they go to the locker room? 21-10, New England. Jets with 2 timeouts remaining. The Patriots with all 3 of theirs. The Jets' first 3 drives, 201 total yards, only 14 yards since. They need to do something late here, Dan.
Just try to get a manageable third down. Oh, the ball's out.
Geno Smith covered it.
trying to do the read option fake. He's in there with the read option to Chris Ivory. It almost looked like Gino was trying to give Ivory the ball. Gino didn't appear to be trying to take it back. And again, a miscommunication between the two. Ivory thinks he's carrying out a fake. Gino thought he was going to take the football.
3rd and 16.
Headback by 4. Hold. 20. Yeah, watch it. Who's up?
Smith with time. Gonna go deep. Down the middle of the field. Incomplete. Batted down by Duron Harmon, the rookie out of Rutgers.
But that's the right thing for Geno Smith to do. Take the shot. Dennard working side by side. And you can see that Stephen Hill slowed down, which I think he had to do. Otherwise, Geno would have never got it that far. But just the double team, too much to overcome.
3rd straight punt for the Jets. Edelman in his own 23.
Block
the
in the
sideline.
back. There's a block in the back. This is coming back.
Edelman inside the Jet 45, and there are flags. 1, 2, 3 of them on the field.
Another good Edelman return. This one's going to be negated. They'll have to start from all the way back by between their 20 and 25, I would suspect.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 91. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
That's Jamie Collins.
Here he is right in the middle,
down.
right in the middle of your screen. That was visible for all to see. Boy, there's Josh Cribbs. He's actually in there covering, and he forced the block in the back. Collins not able to deal with Cribbs' speed.
Brady now, all 3 of the timeouts remaining, 54 seconds on the clock. Under pressure, got rid of it, hit Gronkowski. Gronkowski fighting to get out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
And Tom Brady, of course, in his wheelhouse right now. Only the Bills have scored more points. And it's just, again, get to the corner.
Brandon Bolden around the outside, and we'll get a timeout.
I take a timeout right there, right, when you got all 3.
38-yard line. So New England with a timeout. They have 2 remaining and 41 seconds on the clock. We'll be back. Tom Brady looking at a first down now at his own 39.
5-20. 52, Rita. 180. 180 hard.
Incomplete. Near side of the field. Bolden out of the backfield. The intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 37 on the clock.
Again, they run Gronk deep and then try to float Bolden out underneath, hoping that Gronk draws the double team downfield, which he did. But the Jets played it pretty well defensively.
What did Gronk say last night when I asked him if he'd sleep well? He doubted.
Hey, I doubt it. How excited was he? He looked like he had ants in his pants.
Second down to give us to Bolden. And Bolden with running room, left side, looking for the sideline, and is out of bounds.
Well,
they're going to mark him forward progress at the 47. And Patriots will take a timeout, and so will we, with 29 seconds on the clock. We welcome you back to a 3rd and 2 from Brady and the Patriots. Stepped up in the pocket under pressure, lost the football. It is loose and covered at the 48-yard line.
Sebastian Ballmer, I think, covered it up, the right tackle.
Sheldon Richardson, Calvin Pace looked like they were in on Brady.
Oh, he got sandwiched between the two, and here comes Ballmer, who gets tripped but still is able to get over there. Boy, Tom Brady just got sandwiched, and luckily Ballmer saw that ball come out. That's what knocked the ball out. Calvin Pace with that left arm.
A second. Please reset the game clock to 18 seconds. 18 seconds.
So the clock
On that
had
play,
gone down
the
to
ball
1.
was fumbled forward. So we're bringing the ball back to the spot of the fumble. 4th down.
And they'll add 17 more seconds onto the clock, so there's 18 seconds remaining. And Brady standing out there at the 40-yard line on 4th down. Now the punting unit.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not going to run a play. Not in 4th and 6. Now, what you want to do here is punt the ball out of bounds. You don't want to kick it right down the middle of the field to this guy. That is a no-go.
He has what you call a reputation.
Yes, so let's see how close Allen can get it to the sideline.
He's going to kick it all the way to the end zone for the touchback. So 10 seconds remaining here in the half, and then the Verizon halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cower, all the latest scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report. It's been a mixed bag, very much a mixed bag for Geno Smith and the New York Jets here in the first half.
Well, again, we've seen so much good from Geno, especially early. It'd be a 14-10 ball game if it wasn't for that. Who knows? The Jets were kind of on the move when he threw that pick 6.
And actually hard to say. I mean, that was such an emotional boost for the Patriots when it happened. Hard to say how this game would have gone if that interception had not taken place. Tommy Bohannon on the carry, and that should do it for the first half. We run out of time. That is the end of the first half here at MetLife Stadium. And after falling behind early, the Patriots come charging back and lead at 21-10. Back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Back at MetLife Stadium, there's your halftime score, 21-10. New England with the lead over the New York Jets. Welcome back, everyone, as we get set for the second half. Greg Gumbel along with Dan Deerdorf. An adventurous first half, to say the best for the New York Jets.
Yeah, really, no kidding. And you know, it's all about the fact that Rob Gronkowski working his way back in. He gets his first reception. He then gets downfield, blocks at the point of attack. Bolden goes in for a touchdown. But here's where it turned. The rookie Logan Ryan steps right in front of David Nelson. A terrible throw by Geno Smith, Greg, and ends up being 6 points the other way.
So if you're Rex Ryan, how do you fix this in the second half?
Well, you don't. You just ask them to play the way you know they can play. I mean, first of all, a lot of pressure on their defense now. They gave up 21. You know, they didn't, but the Patriots have 21 at halftime. So how do you hold them, try to hold them below 30? And then, you know, you can't just make Geno Smith be a 7-year quarterback. It can't happen.
All right, Dan. I want to remind our viewers, Diet Pepsi encourages fans to bid on pink gear to benefit the NFL's A Crucial Catch campaign. Show you're fan enough by visiting NFL.com/pink to bid for pink. You will recall the Patriots won the toss and deferred at the start of the day, so they get the football here in the second half.
Now, the Jets defense had a couple key stands in the first half to minimize the damage.
This will not be run out of the end zone as LeGarrette Blount can't get a handle on it, so Brady and company will start from their own 20-yard line. First half possessions for the Patriots.
And this is a critical one right here when they took over at the 50-yard line and ended up losing 7 yards. That was at a critical stage where the Patriots could have blown this game wide open, and the Jets defense made a stand. Well, guess what? They're going to have to do it on a repeated basis here in the second half if they're to have a chance. You're going to have to see the best half of football the Jets have played defensively all year.
Brady with a throw, lost the ball, and falls on it at about the 13-yard line. Quentin Coples was in on the Patriot quarterback.
He got around the left side, Tom Brady's blind side, and just swats the ball. Nate Solder not able to run Copels all the way around. Look at the right hand of Copels. Reached in there. And luckily for New England, Brady covered it.
Loss of 7, 2nd and 17. Brady intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Allen to the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, it seems like 60 seconds ago, I said the Jets are going to have to play the best half of defensive football that they've played all year. That's not a bad way to start a half.
Interceptions hard to come by for the Jet defense. That's only the second one all year.
Well, it's a matchup that we've seen a lot so far this game. Antonio Allen locked up with man coverage on Gronk. And that time Tom Brady either doesn't see it or underthrows it, doesn't lead Gronkowski enough. And whoa, was that what the doctor ordered?
23-yard return. Nick Folk for the extra point. And just like that, a big defensive play, and the Jets are right back into it. Antonio Allen with the interception, the 23-yard return. 21-17, Patriots. You have to go all the way back to the 25th of September 2011 to find the last time Tom Brady was intercepted, and it was returned for a touchdown. It was against Buffalo. LeGarrette Blount running this one out of the end zone. 20. Hit there, penalty markers fly.
During the return, holding number 59 of the return team. 10-yard penalty.
That penalty
New
is
England
on
keeps the
Chris
ball.
Blount.
Here's the Gronk right here. He's going to come right on across and watch Antonio Allen. He's going to ride him. It's too deep, 4-man underneath. And Tom Brady, I don't know if he was expecting a different route, but at first blush, it just looks like a bad decision compounded by a bad throw.
The fans have come back into this one as Stephen Ridley gets the handoff and is out across the 15 to about the 17-yard line.
And again, let's be realistic. This is the first game that the Gronk and Tom Brady have been out on the field together in 2013. You can practice all you want. This is the first time they've been on the field. The first half, they look to be very simpatico. You know, Tom Brady is a human being, you know. He will make mistakes.
Brady under pressure, throws, complete. Shaking the tackler is Ridley, and Ridley across the 20 to about the 21.5, maybe the 22-yard line. That'll be about a yard short of a first down.
And again, here's the speeded up version of the Patriots O. The Jets are scrambling.
Ridley. Don't think he got there. Demario Davis, the first one to hit him.
Well, that's a heck of a job by the Jets because they are still scrambling to get into position. And right here, Ridley, I think, makes a bad cut. He cuts to the outside where he has no blockers, and there are two unaccounted for New York Jets, and Davis and Cromartie was standing right there as well.
Cribbs is deep. Cribbs from his own 26 and knocked out of bounds just about the 40-yard line. 12:42 to play. In the third quarter, Demario Davis with the defensive stop, and the Jets are back on offense.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. And by Kelly Blue Book. Everything you need to make a smart new car decision is at KBB.com.
Let's see what kind of life that pick six has put into the Jet offense, and that's put to a halt right there. Chris Ivory carrying the ball, and Marcus Forston, first-year defensive lineman from Miami, making the stop.
Again, 75.7 is an outstanding number. New England's got 51 so far, and it's no big news to anybody. Scratching out yards running the football is tough to do.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Smith with all kinds of time. Gonna go deep. And a penalty marker is thrown. That's Steve Gregory trying to cover Jeff Cumberland.
Well, Gregory ends up making the penalty because it's an underthrow from Geno Smith.
Pass interference. Defense, number 28. Spot the foul, automatic. First down.
Cumberland sees it's an underthrow. He slows down. Gregory doesn't have his eyes on the football. He's got his back turned, and he can't make the adjustment. Cumberland had 2 steps on Gregory, and Gregory, unaware that it's a bit of an underthrow, can't stop himself. That's classic interference. No ball awareness.
Now the Jets at the New England 32. Geno Smith again, now running out of time and goes down, lost the ball. And it is covered.
New England had a shot at
the
it,
Jets,
but couldn't get it.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson covered it.
Coming in from behind is Chandler Jones. Catches Geno in the windup. Jones, the best edge rusher the Patriots have. And the ball is right there on the ground. And luckily, big DeBrickashaw Ferguson is able to cover it up.
Well, he had a nice shot at it because it was his man who got to the quarterback.
I hate to say it as a tackle, you know he knocked it out.
2nd and 16. Smith going down again, and again the ball is out.
Well, this time when Geno tries to step into the pocket disintegrates around his legs. Let's see, look to the right. Chris Jones, number 94, actually just barrel rolls right into Geno Smith. You know what? Effort comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. And that's an unusual way to get a sack. But that's what Chris Jones did. He would not quit and rolled into Geno Smith.
I'm with you.
Another 3rd and long. They've had a bunch of them today. Geno Smith stepping up, throwing, complete to Curley, and that's not going to get much at all, just inside the 40-yard line. And everybody looking to the sideline, and here comes the punting unit.
Well, you can't. It's unrealistic to think that you're going to go for it on 4th and 17, and you are out of field goal range. Again, just 2nd and long, 3rd and longs, unmanageable downs for the Jets.
Edelman back at about his own 5. See how Ryan Quigley can pin the Patriots deep. Hangs it up. Edelman, fair catch called for and made at the 10. 9:42 to play. Brady and the Patriots on offense after this. See, football fans, check out CBSSports.com Player Challenge, a new 4-week game with a cash prize in every league. See the rules and sign up at CBSSports.com/challenge. Brady to throw. Going down inside his own 5. Back at about the 3-yard line. Damon Harrison.
Well, this Jets defense is doing a heck of a job, and that time they froze up Ryan Wendell, the center, number 62. They isolated him. Logan Mankins wasn't able to get over and give him a hand, and he was just overpowered by Harrison. The Jets defense is playing just outstanding football. The Patriots have 140 yards offense.
But Garrett Blunt to about the 7.
I mean, you look at those 21 points on the board and you think that the Patriots must be going up and down the field. Au contraire, they have yet to have 150 yards in total offense. And when you're at this stage of the third quarter, that's a pretty measly number for the Pats offensively.
Gronkowski back onto the field, the crowd to its feet.
Rex asked for a green out. Let's see if they're up to it. They can make some noise.
From the goal line, incomplete. Intended for Gronkowski, hit by DeJuan Landry.
Well, it comes with a corner blitz, which you'd think would leave the middle of the field open. But again, a good shell sitting back by the Jets. They're going to let him get some yardage underneath. And I'm telling you something, now it's just a case of the Jets offensively match the intensity that their defense is playing with.
2 straight 3 and outs. Look at this kick, sky high by Ryan Allen. Crib. Brought down at about the 47, maybe the 48-yard line.
Well, Tom Brady's had to work hard, and he's been under some pressure here today so far. Again, that's good coverage. He can't find anybody downfield. He had to eat it. He throws an interception, ends up being a pick six. And again, I'm telling you, it's up now to New England. I'm sorry, to the Jets offensively. Can they play at the same level their defense is playing right now? Because their defense is playing winning football.
Geno Smith with terrific field position, rolling, throwing, incomplete. Intended for Curley. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And again, Geno Smith, you know, that mistake he made was a long time ago. And he saw the guy on the other side who's going to have a bust in camp. He made the same mistake. So right now, Geno Smith, this is just all about the task at hand.
Nobody's doing anything. Great shakes offensively here in the third quarter. This is Tommy Bohannon carrying the ball. Let's get an NFL Today report. JB and Coach Cowler.
Greg, finally a touchdown in the Cowboys game.
Yeah, 10 plays, 66 yards. Philip Tanner takes in 1 yard out. 10-0. Dallas leads over Philadelphia.
Greg and Dan, they tried to characterize it as a purist battle, but finally a score. Back to Greg and Dan.
All right, JB, thank you. A purist battle. 3rd and 5. Smith on the move, throwing deep. Diving catch at the 20-yard line made by David Nelson.
Well, the officials ruling him down back at the 20.
What an effort by number 86, David Nelson.
And you can see that the defender, Logan Ryan, falls down in front of him. That ball looked loose when he's coming to the ground. Let's take a look at it. Does this ball hit the field? As he comes down. Oh, we can't see it from that angle.
Jets trying to get a play off in a hurry. And they do. Ivory. For maybe a yard to the 19.
Well, the Jets were brilliant to get up there and snap that ball in a hurry. No, it looked like he kept that thing cradled. I think that was a good catch. It looks like he's got that ball between his forearm and his chest. That was a good catch. That was a really good catch by David Nelson and a smart move by Belichick not challenging that.
2nd and 9. Once again, Geno Smith showing he can throw the long ball.
Well, on the run. That was a wrist throw.
Smith throwing, end zone, incomplete. Cumberland could not hold on.
Oh, and Geno might have been just a little late getting that ball to Jeff Cumberland, who's wide open. Watch Cumberland get away from Hightower, and he's got to wait for the ball. He still should have caught it. Looking back on it, he's got to catch that, but McCourty gets in there and just rakes it out with his left hand. I'm telling you, Dante Hightower cannot run with Jeff Cumberland.
3rd and 9. Movement on the right side of the line, Willie Colon.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Big Willie Colon, the former Steeler. He was pretty vocal this week, talking about how much he personally dislikes the Patriots. You're not doing your teammates any favors by those kind of silly mistakes.
So now it's a 3rd and 14. Geno Smith on the move. Running room. 15. And diving at the 10-yard line. Let's see where they spot it.
Well, the worst defense you can play if the quarterback is going to scramble out his man. And right here, the Patriots are playing man, and they don't even realize that Geno Smith is running downfield. All the Patriots defenders are locked up on their receivers.
And he made the dive for the 1st down. It is 1st and goal.
That is some effort by Geno Smith.
A yard.
But I give Geno Smith a lot of credit. He realized the Patriots were playing man. And when he saw his receivers, who were all running vertical routes, take everybody with him, when he saw that open edge, hey, go for it. Be decisive. Don't dilly-dally. Don't say, should I or shouldn't I? Just take off and go.
We dip under 5 minutes to play here in the 3rd. 2nd and goal. Early in motion, Geno Smith on the move again. Gonna run it. 5. Oh, what a move he made. Did he get to the end zone? He did.
Well, Geno Smith doing it a variety of ways, and again, he sees the opening, but he goes parallel this time, setting it up, and then he just makes Marquise Cole look silly. Here comes Cole, 23. He doesn't hardly get the palm of his hand on Geno Smith as he goes by.
Geno Smith's 2nd rushing touchdown of the season.
Cole's got to come and attack Geno Smith. He can't just squat down. Geno Smith, too good of an athlete. There's a lot to like when you watch Geno Smith play football, isn't there?
He can do a lot.
Yep.
Extra point is good. 4:33 to play. Geno Smith can throw it. He can run it. The end zone spike leaves a little to be desired. Jets in the lead, 24-21.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Windows Phone. Meet the new Windows Phone, the smartphone reinvented around you. And by Land Rover, above and beyond.
At halftime, the Patriots led 21-10. The Jets have scored 14 unanswered and have grabbed the 24-21 lead, 4:33 to play in the 3rd. Garrett Clump will not run this one out. We'll start from the 20-yard line, and let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, again, we're going to be looking at man coverage here as these guys drop back. Here comes Marquise Cole right here. Here's Dante Hightower. I want to watch both. Watch Hightower. He's going to be a little late reacting. He's a little late floating out. He turns back to the goal line. He's a little lost in space out there. And then Geno Smith with that great move. Now keep in mind, Hightower is playing that position in that situation where that normally would have been Gerard Mayo. So Hightower is having to learn in a hurry.
Brady with a drop, and he goes down. Coming off the far side was Muhammad Wilkerson.
Boy, and he beats Nate Solder. They're very talented left shoulder to hit the left tackle. And Tom Brady senses he's coming, makes a very smart decision dropping to the ground.
4th sack today of Tom Brady.
And I'm telling you, Mo Wilkerson is just, he is blossoming before our very eyes.
On 2nd and 16, Stephen Ridley. Ridley going nowhere. Wrestled down by Sheldon Richardson, and that front line of the New York Jets looking very stout. The last 5 drives for New England, they've had 3 3-and-outs and punted 4 times. And the other was the interception return for the touchdown.
Well, you take that front 7, you've got talent galore in there. Pace and Richardson and Harrison and Wilkerson, Poples, along that front wall and into the range that David Harrison Davis had. You've got a special group.
3rd and 15. Brady needs the 30-yard line for a first down. Quick pass. That's incomplete. Intended for Kenbrell Tompkins. And that will bring another Patriot punt.
And even if that would have been completed, it wouldn't have been good for a first down.
It's a 3rd straight 3-and-out for the New England offense. Cribbs. From his own 41. Up the sideline. Cuts it back inside the 40 of the Patriots. Josh Cribbs looks like he's got a little electricity to him, doesn't he?
No kidding. Danny Aiken, the snapper, has to make the tackle. And he looked like he hurt his shoulder in the process, or something with his left arm. Right here, that's the snapper, Danny Aiken, and he got up holding his arm.
So once again, Geno Smith with terrific field position now at the New England 38. Last 3 minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Chris Ivory.
Ivory off the right side, inside the 30, inside the 25 to the 21.
Boy, and I tell you what, it's not just the line that does their part in blocking. David Nelson downfield gets a good block. Look at the Austin Howard. Right there is a block by Nelson. That gives Ivory an extra 5 yards. At the point of attack, Austin Howard, the right tackle, who's one of the more underrated tackles in the game. Cologne at right guard, really well done.
From the 21, this is Ivory again. And Ivory inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Joe Villano making the stop.
Well, right now, the Jets have 3 running backs that are getting it done. Bilal Powell, Chris Ivory, and Geno Smith. Because right now, if you're the Patriots, I look at number 7 as the guy that was on the last drive killed us running the football. Matt Patricia has got to make some accommodations for that.
2nd and 8.
You can! Who's it on?
Play fake. Smith throwing, overthrows Cumberland on the side. Covered by Devin McCourty.
And covered well by Devin McCourty. I think that's basically a throwaway by Geno Smith. When you're in field goal range here, you do not make a mistake. -6 yards for the Patriots in 13 and a half minutes of this 3rd quarter.
Hey, finish!
Here they come.
Smith. And had it batted down right in his face. Devin McCourty on the blitz, got a hand on it.
Well, Matt Patricia called up a good one there. He basically brought a complete overload in everybody at Geno Smith. When you bring everybody like that, you've got to bring them in a controlled fashion. Because if you bring an all-out blitz like that and for some reason Smith gets away from you, see ya. Wouldn't want to be you.
It's very poetic.
Yeah, you've got kids who hear that stuff all the time.
24-21, the Jets looking to add 3. And Nick Folk just does that from 37 yards out. A minute and a half to play in the third. The Jets lead is 6. Hey, once again, our aerial coverage today being provided by MetLife. Boy, this Jet defense has been really something.
Seems like a long time ago that the Patriots were leading by 11 points.
Garrett Blunt, a chance to run this one out of the end zone. Across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. This is what New England has done in the second half with their possessions, and if you take it all the way back to their last 2 possessions of the first half, they had to punt.
If you're a Patriots fan, cover your eyes. You're not used to seeing that.
New England has just 139 total yards. In the Week 2 win over the Jets, they managed 232 total yards, which was their season low coming in today. Ridley in the backfield.
Let me go! What do you got?
Ridley, left side, running room, 25, and close to the 30-yard line for a first down.
Good job there, Tom Brady, audibling at the line of scrimmage. There's Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, his son Jonathan to camera right, his left.
Pass back this way to Edelman. Edelman picks himself off the deck and gains a few more yards out to the 32. Now we see Tom Brady with this hurry up on occasion. You asked him last night, Dan, if that's called from the sideline or if he calls it himself. He said both.
Yeah, it's a combination of both. He coordinates it with Josh McDaniels, and of course Bill Belichick will tell him speed it up, slow it down. It's all about that change of tempo, keeping the defense a little off guard.
Quick slant, that's complete for a first down to the 45. Edelman on the receiving end.
It's just right now, you see a play like that for the Patriots, as we've got an injured New York Jet. Antonio Allen is down on the ground.
And that'll stop the clock with 28 seconds to play here in the third.
Antonio Allen has been in the middle of everything here today. He's coming in from the left, and it looks like he takes a shoulder from Edelman. Of course, David Harris coming from the other side. Pretty good.
As you said, Allen has figured in an awful lot today.
A pick 6, very busy in coverage on Gronk, 6 solo tackles. Good day's work considering it's just the end of the third.
Well, he's going to take an extended break. We'll take one here. Antonio Allen made it to the bench. Jaquan Jarrett, number 37, replaces him in the secondary. And this is Stephen Ridley, and Ridley across midfield and into Jet territory to the 47-yard line. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. We've played 3 here in the Meadowlands, 27-21 Jets. We're back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Talking about how big a game this is in the AFC East. Everybody playing catch-up to the New England Patriots. Miami leading Buffalo 21-20. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf, our producer Mark Wolf, our director Suzanne Smith, and the rest of our CBS Sports crew here in the Meadowlands. We start the fourth.
And now, Greg, I think this Patriots offensive line trying to reassert themselves. They've been losing the battle at the line of scrimmage. That's why the Jets defense is playing the way they have been.
Penalty markers fly.
neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
You know, we talked with Rex Ryan about those penalties, and he says he feels his team has gotten a handle on it, but sometimes it doesn't look like it.
Gronkowski is on the sideline for the Patriots. I don't think he's taken a snap yet on this drive.
Center!
First down at the Jet 42. Ridley. Maybe a yard, maybe no gain. Damon Harrison with the stop.
And again, this talented front three of the New York Jets: Sheldon Richardson, Damon Harrison, Muhammad Wilkerson. They're a rookie, a second-year guy, and a third-year guy. They're going to be good for so much longer, but they are a handful. And right now, the Patriots are struggling to block them, both in the running game and the passing game.
Brady on second down. That pass is complete, and inside the 30 to the 29 goes Aaron Dobson.
And he got inside position on rookie D. Milner. Again, watch this. He's going to just fake. That's just a simple little break off, and that's just poor fundamentals by Milner. He's playing the deep outside. He almost staggered.
Gronkowski back on the field now. He is flying to the top of your screen on first down. Brady looking that way as a wide open receiver. Bolden out of bounds at about, let's see where they mark him out, at about the 4. And a penalty marker is down back at the line of scrimmage. There are 2 flags down.
Well, they got Gronk running an inside pattern to clear out, and then Bolden wheeling out behind him.
Looked an awful lot like a wide open touchdown that Brady threw the first meeting between these two.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Pass interference. Offense, number 87. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 91. Those fouls all set. Replay, first down.
So Gronkowski and Sheldon Richardson, the guilty parties.
Well, that's a pick play. That's why Bolden on that wheel route is so wide open. Gronkowski goes to the inside and obviously picked off Bolden's defender. Here he is going to the inside, and he picks off David Harris, and that explains why Bolden is so wide open. That was a not so subtle pick.
On first down, Brady, deep drop, getting some time, lots of time, still looking and throws, and that's incomplete at the 15-yard line. Intended for Kenbrell Tompkins, broken up by Kyle Wilson.
Wow. Talk about having to work hard as a defensive back. Just take
Mississippi to Mississippi.
This is, the guys you're covering have chances to reverse field 3 or 4 different times. When you give a guy like Tom Brady 7 seconds to throw the football and it ends up being incomplete, A+, apples, and gold stars to all involved.
This 55-yard drive, New England's longest since their opening drive of the day, which was 80 yards. Brady throwing, sideline, complete, and out of bounds is Brandon Bolden, short of the 20-yard line. Looks like it'll be third and about 2 or 3.
You see, when you get Bolden to the outside and you don't pick off David Harris, that's what happens. Harris makes the tackle. David Harris has as much range as any inside linebacker in the NFL.
Antonio Allen is back on the field in the secondary for the Jets. 3rd and 3. Brady lobbing. Incomplete. Intended for Gronkowski with Allen covering.
Gronkowski was looking like he was expecting a flag. And a great job by Antonio Allen of getting back into the game. And again, you just got to wonder about the timing between the two. It's not anywhere where it's going to be in 2 or 3 weeks.
Gostowski from 39 yards to pull the Patriots to within 3 again. And it's good. Lots of time to play. 12:58 in the fourth. The Jets lead at 27-24. TY millions of fans have followed Person of Interest to its new night and time. Don't miss a new episode Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. Just under 13 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. The Jets with a 3-point lead. And Josh Cribbs awaits the kick in the end zone. And we'll get a chance to run this one out if he chooses. No, he wants to. Let's go back to that pass to Gronkowski.
Yeah, Greg, looking at it again, he's in that corner right there where he's looking directly back into the sun, and just, looking at the way just looking at the way he reacted, it was almost like he didn't see the ball. I'm not so sure if that was a timing issue or if Gronk didn't lose the ball looking right back up into the sun. It's one of the few parts of the field still left looking directly into the sun.
Jets from their own Ivory, left side. Back to the line of scrimmage. Chandler Jones.
There's a late flag. I think they're going to hit the Patriots for a personal foul. I think
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 95, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
When the guy's on the ground, the play is over. Now Chandler Jones makes a tackle. The play's over. That's just not smart. That's just not smart. The play was over for good 2 seconds before that.
Hardly a violent shove.
No, but it's Greg, they are not going to tolerate that. That's kind of like scouting. That's not going to happen.
Ivory, forward progress will be at about the 37. Dante Hightower makes the stop. There aren't a whole lot of rookie quarterbacks.
Well,
to have beaten Bill Belichick when Belichick is coaching
the guy on the
Patriots.
The guy on the bottom is special. The guy at the top is going to be unbelievable. That's a select list. We're a ways away from that.
On 2nd and 8, Geno Smith kicks it out to Curley. Curley has a first down. Midfield into New England territory. First down, Jets.
And Jeremy Curley stays in bounds at the same time. That's a Geno Smith staying alive. Again, good pocket awareness. He's not moving to run. He's just moving to throw. And again, Jeremy Curley's had a good game so far. He looked that in. He's going to get a nice peel back block from David Nelson. But that's just Geno Smith developing that awareness.
Jeremy Curley, a career-high 7 catches for 87 yards. Out here, one-handed grab and out of bounds is Jeff Cumberland.
I'll tell you, Jeff Cumberland, I know he's a fourth-year player, but just stabbing it with his left hand. And it is so apparent that he and Geno Smith have the trust factor. They've got it going. And again, it's Dante Hightower chasing Cumberland. The Jets have identified the fact that they'd like to get Hightower in coverage out in space. They think that's a matchup they can win, and they are winning.
On 2nd and 2, this is Bohannon, and Bohannon bulling his way to a first down. We go to New York for an update.
Need I say more than Megatron?
His second of the day from Matthew Stafford. This coming on as he steps up, a 50-yard touchdown pass. That's his 6th of the year. Remember last year, Calvin Johnson only had 5 for the entire season. 24-24 in the fourth.
Calvin's still a beast. Let's take it back to Greg and Dan.
All right, guys, thank you. First down for the Jets. They have now moved to the New England 38.
They moved 42 yards. 15 yards of it was a penalty.
Geno Smith still with the ball, going to go for the end zone. Double coverage. Caught. And we have a penalty. And
it's offensive
It
interference.
is offensive interference. Yeah, offensive pass interference on Stephen Hill.
It's a bad sign when the back judge who throws the flag doesn't signal
Pass
touchdown.
interference. Offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And they're saying right there that he shoves Devin McCourty out of the way, which he does.
Hard to argue that.
Yeah, hard to argue that. You can't extend your arms. And right there, he's got him. Now, granted, I think McCourty aided in that. He made it look worse than it was.
First and 20.
You have to keep in mind that the official who threw that flag was on the back side of that. He just saw McCourty go flying. And there goes Austin Howard with a false start.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And again, the Jets shooting themselves in the foot. Penalties. It'll be first and 25.
It's the pre-snap penalties that are just killers. Jets headed for the dreaded double-digit category.
Ivory. Dan, you're an offensive lineman. You're in the huddle. You hear the snap count. Is it possible to forget it by the time you get to the line?
No, you don't forget it, but you get up on the ball and you're thinking about other things, and maybe like a half a second or a second before the snap count, your blocking assignment changes because the defense shifts or something like that, and all of a sudden it's a temporary loss of focus, and your quarterback goes, "Cut!" and he does it really loud, and you know what?
And it's really important at moments like this where you're trying to use up clock for the Jets.
It's like juggling. You got a lot of balls in the air at the same time.
Second and 20. Smith on the move, now throws down the sideline, incomplete. David Nelson down the far side of the field. It'll be third and 20.
I'll say one thing about watching Geno Smith play football. There's a lot of excitement involved. That's Chandler Jones, who comes in and does a good job pulling up. See how he breaks his fall? Doesn't try to grind his shoulder pad or his helmet into the torso of Geno Smith. That's the way the NFL wants the game to be played now. And Chandler Jones, who had a personal foul earlier this drive, that time played it pretty smartly.
Third and 20. Geno Smith throwing and immediately hit after catching the football is Ivory. And Devin McCourty was there for the hit. And the Jets will kick it away.
Well, the Patriots gave up some yardage, but ultimately they're going to force the punt. So, successful drive, even though it's been a shift in field position, which at this stage of the ball game is always a big deal. Right now, a lot of pressure, though, on the New England offensive line. This Jets defense is playing lights out.
Edelman inside his own 10 for the punt. Ryan Quicker. End over end. Takes a jet bounce. Gathered in, and here comes Edelman. And out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. 8:21 to play in the fourth.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Acura. Meet the extremely new 2014 MDX at Acura.com/MDX. Fidelity Investments. Take control of your personal economy. And by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Hey, start your Monday night with a great hour of comedy. How I Met Your Mother, now followed by Two Broke Girls, all new tomorrow beginning at 8/7 Central, only CBS. Coming up on 8 minutes to play. in regulation. Brady and the Patriots from their own 25. Far side of the field off the fingertips of Gronkowski. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, the New York Jets give up on average 76 yards a game rushing. Right now, the New England Patriots have 76 yards rushing. Even though it was a priority of theirs to run the football more effectively this week, the Jets have, take a look at that, the Jets are right on par.
Brady, that one's complete to Kenbrell Tompkins. And rolling over and appearing to be in a little bit of pain is D. Milliner.
D. Milliner, who has trouble staying on the field. Yep.
He missed the last 3 games with a hamstring problem. He missed 2 weeks back in August with an Achilles, and he had shoulder surgery back in March. The first round pick out of Alabama. And he is going to walk off the field under his own power.
Looking at him walk, it's hard to figure out exactly what might have happened. Doesn't appear to be favoring anything.
Darren Walls comes in to replace him at corner. 3rd and 5.
The Jets showing everybody on the line. They got the 2A gaps covered on either side of the center. Now they back out.
Quick pass. Gronkowski for a first down across the 40 to the 41.
Well, you give Tom Brady that look early, and he's going to be able to go wherever he wants. Now they backed out and came with only a conventional 4-man rush. But Gronk breaks off his pattern. He saw Antonio Allen, number 39, a good 5 yards off. Easy. Ridley.
And Ridley hit hard. Made it back to the line of scrimmage, but no further. Muhammad Wilkerson leading the charge. How do you feel Gronkowski has done in this first game back? First of all, he's given Brady a target that he hasn't had all season long because the tight ends really haven't been there for Brady.
No, they have. Well, during the first 6 games, his tight ends had, what, a cumulative 9 catches. So, yeah, that's not a great deal of production. I think he's probably played more snaps than they envisioned coming into this game. But, hey, you're losing in the 4th quarter. You need the guy out there.
He's caught 5 passes for 65 yards. Brady, quick pass. This side almost intercepted by Calvin Pace.
And Gronk was wide open. Gronk just released off the ball about 5 yards and was just standing there. The Jets disregarded him. Calvin Pace really close to making a big play. That should have been an easy completion in the middle. Instead, it almost was a pick 6.
Jet defense with this crowd behind him on 3rd and 10. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. Got the snap off. Brady with time, gonna go deep. Incomplete. Intended for Dobson, covered by Cromartie.
All right, nobody get a penalty now. Neither side can afford that. Dobson thinking that something happened, but actually his feet become tangled up a little bit. That's nothing Antonio Cromartie did wrong. Dobson shoving. Cromartie cleared his arm off of him. That was pretty well played by Cromartie, and that ball just not in the position where Dobson could catch it.
Ryan Allen has been busy today. This is his 7th punt. Good. Fair catch. Made at the 12. 6:25 to play. 3-point lead for the Jets. Couple of essentials for the Jet offense here. Take some time off the clock, get some first downs.
Lose it up!
Chris Ivory. Just over the 15-yard line. 6:15 to play the clock. winding as we look at the numbers on the day.
Well, when you look at Tom Brady, 18 of 33, I'll tell you one number that's jumping out at me. Neither team is rushing the ball all that effectively, but the Patriots on third down amazingly have converted 1 out of 10 third downs. That's how well the Jets have been playing defensively.
Geno Smith rolling on 2nd and 6, throwing and incomplete. Nearest to the ball was Stephen Hill.
It was bracketed over and under, and again, that's pretty much just Geno Smith throwing the football away. But I like getting him outside the pocket, getting him on the move.
The bad news about that is it stops the clock.
It most certainly does. It's an aggressive call. But, you know, I don't think the Jets can afford to just sit back and run the ball 3 times, because I don't care if Tom Brady's 1 for 10 on third down. He's still Tom Brady in the late stages of a ball game.
Geno Smith on 3rd and 6. Dancing out of trouble, throws, and that is caught by Jeremy Curley for a first down.
What a job by Curley going down and digging out this low throw. And again, look at that rifle come in from Geno Smith. And textbook by Curley. Dennard in coverage couldn't do anything about that. A monstrous first down conversion.
There is a text message from Rob Ryan to Rex. Don't let Brady have the ball late. Under 5 minutes to play. This is Ivory. A lot of pressure now on that Jet offensive line.
No, but it's a good look at what Chris Ivory means to the Jets now that he's back healthy. And he's getting the bulk of the work on the ground.
Ivory had 115 yards total in the first 6 games. He has 71 on the ground today. 2nd and 6. We're under 4.5 to play. Once again, the left side to the 35, and that'll be a yard short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Dante Hightower, Chandler Jones with the tackle. 4 minutes to play.
As an offensive lineman, you live for this. This is your moment. This is the chance that you get to actually have everybody look at you and say, we're winning this game by grinding it out.
First down and then some. Across the 40 to the 41.
And this is got to be sweet. 3 running plays, you convert the first down, and look at Chris Ivory pounded in there. That's a 270-pound guy in Dante Hightower. And Ivory able to put on the spin and fall forward for another couple of yards.
Both teams with all timeouts remaining. Ivory. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
And right now, Bill Belichick, with all 3 timeouts remaining, has got to be watching that clock. He knows he's going to get 1 stoppage at the 2-minute warning. I would suspect that if this is not for much of anything, he might elect to use one of them here.
Jets dominating time of possession today.
180! Line is up!
Smith gonna throw it. Gonna go deep down the sideline for Hill. Tipped away. Beautiful play by Alfonso Dennard.
And more importantly for New England, the clock stops on the incomplete pass. And Dennard, he just timed that perfectly. Went up at the exact right instant. And instead of being on the way back down, which might have generated a completion, he stayed up there and got it. That's
Now, does Marty Morningweg go back to the air on 3rd and 10, or does he run it and take more time off the clock?
Right on. He's pretty unpredictable, seeing he did that on 2nd down.
Geno Smith gonna throw it this side. Oh, bobble out of bounds, incomplete. Intended for Cumberland, who got his hands on it and couldn't hold it. Covered by Steve Gregory.
And 2 incomplete passes help out the Patriots in many ways. Obviously, they're going to get the football back, and it stopped the clock on 2 plays in a row. And again, Steve Gregory being able to get in there and pull back the arm of Cumberland so he couldn't catch it.
Now, Ryan Quigley, only averaging 37, 38 yards a punt today, gets a much better kickoff this time. Edelman lets that one float out of bounds, and this is going to be terrific field position. Boy, Quigley comes up with a big kick when he needs it. And number 12 coming back on the field.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Aflac. When you're sick or hurt, Aflac pays you cash. Find out more at Aflac.com. And by Subway Restaurants. Try the Tuscan Chicken Melt $6 footlong special today.
A week ago, Brady just crushed defensive coordinator Rob Ryan of the Saints with a last-second touchdown. Rex Ryan, Rob's twin brother, trying to avoid that same fate. The give is to Brandon Bolden, and Bolden out across the 15 to the 16-yard line, and with that we reach the 2-minute warning. Tom Brady, master of the comeback. All 3 of his timeouts remaining. Down 3 points. We'll be back. There are a couple of quarterbacks around the NFL who have mastered that come-from-behind ability. Tom Brady is one of them.
Well, he was talking to his offensive team about the urgency of getting up on the ball.
On 2nd and 1, Bolden has a first down out to the 21-yard line. 38 times in the regular season, once in the postseason. Coming up on a minute 40 to play.
And of course, he did it last week against the Saints.
Brady looking left, goes back the other way, and throwing it's incomplete. Intended for Gronkowski over the middle.
I know the Patriots have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, but they were mighty deliberate after that running play, and they chewed up a lot of valuable seconds before they elected to throw that incomplete pass.
On 2nd and 10, Brady throwing the Gronkowski outside, out of bounds. He has enough for the first down.
And again, Tom Brady realizing he doesn't have to do this all at once, but he will take his shot. Somewhere along the line here, he's going to take the shot. They've run for 1 first down, thrown an out pattern to Gronk for a 2nd first down.
Brady down the sideline and overthrew his man. Aaron Dobson had a step and a half on the defender.
Dee Milliner was the corner for the Jets, who's back in the game. And again, Tom knew that he missed him. That ball was outside. This Patriot passing game still a work in progress. Dobson's a rookie. The timing just isn't what we're used to seeing from New England.
On 2nd and 10, Brady over the middle. Gronkowski into Jet territory, and timeout is called by Belichick to stop the clock at 1:07 to play. Thinking in terms of a field goal to tie the game, Stephen Gostkowski kicked a career-long 54 last week. He has 4 straight from 50-plus yards.
I think they'd like to go another 15 yards at least.
Brady running out of time, got rid of it, complete to Bolden.
No, now they're calling it
incomplete.
Which is actually a break for New England.
They don't have to burn a timeout.
That's exactly right. Because Tom Brady was on his backside and his offensive team was spread out all over the field. No, it's best he dropped that ball.
2nd and 10.
They trade the time for a 2-yard gain.
Give me two.
All kinds of time for Brady. Over the middle. Inside the 30-yard line. Complete to Edelman for a first down.
Oh, a guy who lives for pressure. Rex Ryan that time comes with a 3-man pass rush, giving Brady all the time in the world, and he paid for it.
45 seconds to play. 35. Brady throwing. Gronkowski had it and dropped it.
How close was this to a highlight reel catch? Gronk tries to bring it in entirely with his right hand. Whoa, that was close. Right now you're looking at about a 44-yard field goal for Gronkowski if they don't go any farther than this.
Brady still with 2 timeouts at his disposal. 2nd and 10.
Up the edge of it.
Time. Throwing. Incomplete. Intended for Kenbrell Tompkins. 3rd and 10.
I'll tell you, it just seems scary every time the Jets don't come with pressure at Brady, giving him a chance to sit back there in the pocket. I mean, this is a down where the Jets almost always come with some type of an overload blitz. Nope, 3-man rush again.
Brady stepping up, has time, going to the end zone and overthrows everybody. Austin Collie well covered in the end zone. And here comes Gronkowski.
Well, that time dropping 8 into coverage paid off because just about everybody who ran a route that time for the Patriots was over and under with double coverage.
This will be from 44 yards. For the tie. Right down the pipe. "16 seconds in regulation."
Well, we'll give you a little taste of what happened so far in this game. Bolden gets in the end zone after Gronkowski catch. Then Gino throws a pick 6 to the rookie Logan Ryan. And then Tom Brady intercepted for another pick 6. And then Geno Smith rolling out, faking the throw, runs it in himself. But a couple of pick 6s, Antonio Allen for the Jets, Logan Ryan for the Patriots. You see each team with 1 turnover, and they both were interceptions, run back. You can see time of possession hugely favoring the Jets.
Now let's see what Steven Gronkowski does with this kick against one of the great return men of all time. It would be a shock if Josh Cribbs ever got a chance to run this one back.
Well, and if he does it, he'll have to field a knuckleball. I doubt this kickoff's going to get more than 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Well,
good chance.
Yeah, or you could do that.
Want to remind you, coming up, time permitting, after the game, the NFL update presented by Aflac. JB, Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Bill Cowher will have all the latest NFL scores and highlights. We are 16 seconds from overtime.
Well, the Jets in this situation,
take a knee.
A rookie quarterback, you have no other choice. That's the way to do it. Let's play for overtime.
You'd have to say, Dan, it's been more upside than downside today for Geno Smith.
I would agree, with the exception of that one really ill-advised throw. By and large, Geno Smith has played pretty well. He and Tom Brady are both exactly at 50% on the day, which tells you a little something about how the defenses have been playing in this game. When you hold Tom Brady to 50% completions, you're getting it done. Brady doesn't have a touchdown pass, 50% completion, grand total of 212 yards. Rex Ryan has to be pretty proud of the way his group has played defensively against number 12.
Tell him at the end of the day that that's what you hold Tom Brady to, and you settle for that.
And he'd say, how much did we win the game by? That would be his question.
So we're going to get the coin toss at center field, the midfield. How's that?
And remember, unless you score a touchdown on that first possession, the other team gets an opportunity to possess the football. So the old days of just getting the ball, going down, kicking a field goal, and trotting off after that first possession are long gone.
I like the old days of doing that.
Well, the feeling was it just wasn't a sense of fairness.
Yeah, but that diminishes to me what the defense could do.
The rules, okay? All right, New England, both tackles. We're going to play one 15-minute overtime period. The first team that scores a touchdown will be declared the winner. If the team that first possesses the ball does not score a touchdown, the other team must have an opportunity to possess the ball. If at the end of 15 minutes, neither team has scored, the game will be declared a tie. Each team will get 2 timeouts. Fourth quarter timing rules will be in effect. All right? New England, you get to call the coin toss again for the second half. The Jets logo will represent heads, and the NFL shield will represent tails. I need you to make a selection, then I'll flip the coin. New England has chosen heads. And it's heads. They want the ball. Okay, turn around.
So you defer at the beginning of the game, but there's no deferring here at the start of overtime. Brady back on the field after this.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands. Jerome Boger said fourth quarter timing rules apply. Actually, it's the timing rules as if it was inside 2 minutes of either half. There is no coach's challenge. The booth upstairs will call for replays when they see fit. So again, New England has elected to take the ball. I don't think there was ever a doubt about that, even though Bill Belichick likes to defer to start a game. When you've got number 12, you put him out on the field first.
This is the fourth overtime game in the NFL this year. And here we go. A yard deep in the end zone. 15, across the 20, up to about the 21 or 22-yard line. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski.
Well, just as they did on that final drive to set up the Gronkowski field goal, the Patriots had a nice mix and match of running the football and throwing it. So they're not going to be afraid to hand the ball off.
Gronkowski 7 catches for 98 yards on this return to the playing field for him. Brady, Gronkowski, first down. Out to the Patriot 38.
What a difference having Rob Gronkowski back in this lineup. Such a tough matchup. Antonio Allen has drawn the short stick most of the day and has done a pretty darn good job. He's been fighting his tail off.
That is a career-high 8th catch for Gronkowski. Brady tried the back shoulder, incomplete, intended for Dobson. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, the back shoulder only works unless your receiver reads it as a back shoulder. You see right there in that coverage, Dobson's got to do a better job of throwing the air brakes out, and that's what Tom's upset about. Dobson kept right on running. He's got to plant and create himself open. He's got to cut himself open for that back shoulder to work.
39-9.
Brady coming this way, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. Again, intended for number 87.
And again, Antonio Allen, that time with good coverage on Gronkowski.
Incidentally, speaking of this AFC East, Buffalo has beaten Miami 23-21.
Say one thing about the big guy, Gronkowski, the questions about his stamina, his conditioning, his game shape. I don't think anybody saw him playing this many snaps. And wouldn't you know it, into overtime as well.
3rd and 10. Brady lobbing it, incomplete, intended for Edelman.
Again, because of the underneath coverage there by the Jets, Brady had to try to float that thing in over the top. Whatever you do, you can't make a mistake of being short.
And now Josh Cribbs back at his own 15.
Oh, that's returnable.
And he's going to let it
not going to
bounce
field it
and roll into the end zone for the touchback. That's a 62-yard punt by Ryan Allen. AFC East with Buffalo winning, Miami losing. They're kind of pulling for the Jets here today, don't you think?
Sure they are. They want everybody, Jets, Miami, Buffalo, they all need to reel New England in. Well, Rex knows that this was their best opportunity to try to derail the Patriots in the AFC East, catching them with as many injuries as they have.
Well, we know Geno Smith can hit the long ball. We also know he can turn it over on occasion. Number 20.
And we also know he can run.
Ivory for about 4 to the 24-yard line.
And whatever Marty Morningweg has in the old playbook that he hasn't shown yet in terms of Geno Smith getting on an edge, using his legs, extending drives by getting it downfield, this is the time to pull it out. Take advantage of your quarterback's mobility.
Chris Ivory in the backfield with Smith. That pass caught across the 35. No. Oh, yes, it is. Down to the 36-yard line. The catch made by David Nelson.
But talk about tight coverage. Logan Ryan is all over Nelson, and he does get his hands underneath that football. Again, the ball can touch the ground as long as it's in your control. That was awfully nice by David Nelson.
First down, Jets at their own 36. Ivory looking for running room right side, breaking tackles across the 40 to the 42. Joe Villano brought him down.
Well, he tried the front door and it was closed, so he almost got all the way out the back door. Chris Ivory feeling the void off to his right. And those are winning first down plays, 6 yards at a time.
You mentioned earlier, Dan, Chris Ivory, the Jets are happy to have him back. He's been sidelined for a bit, bothered with a hamstring injury. 2nd and 4. This is Bohannon. And Bohannon middle to about the 45. It'll make it 3rd and 1. Nick Folk, who has a long of 48 yards this year, he did that twice.
Well, you'd think you'd have to be looking at somewhere between the 30 and 35 to be even on the outer limits.
Folk owns a career long of 56. 3rd and 1. Ivory for the first down.
And keep in mind now that the first score does win this game. Both teams have possessed the football. So don't be confused about what we said earlier. That we're in sudden death right now.
Keep in mind, too, the important players missing on that New England defense. Vince Wilfork, Tommy Kelly, Aqib Talib, Gerard Mayo.
Single to 5-4.
Shorthand.
From the 48.
He's the only guy not missing.
Ivory busts to the outside. Running room. Cut down before he reaches the first down marker. But inside the 45 to the 44.
Well, Chris Ivory is showing the old fresh legs because he is bouncing out the back door several times, and he's catching the Patriots defense kind of all wadded together there in the middle.
Ivory up to 102 yards rushing on the day.
Gino calling out the mic.
Ivory again. Ivory twisting for a first down close to the 40.
Wow, kudos to this offensive line of the Jets. They got to be feeling it that they got a running back who's running hard, running fresh. So far on this drive, Ferguson and Winters and Mangold, Cologne and Howard, they're getting a good surge up front. And again, this is a front wall missing Vince Wilfork, missing Tommy Kelly. Right on the line, the two big guys are gone.
Ivory dumps his head and gets maybe a yard to the 40. Bill Belichick hoping his defense can give Tom Brady another shot.
Well, right now, the Jets are not in field goal range, so Bill knows he doesn't have many yards to give.
Second and 9.
Okay, Lieutenant!
Gino up under center for a shotgun.
This is Bohannon, and Bohannon to the 36. And it'll be 3rd and about 5. Big call coming here from Marty Morningweg.
And again, if you're over on the other side of things, if you're Matt Patricia, this is where you are trying to guess at what's my best defense to keep Geno Smith from picking up this first down on his own. When you got a quarterback with his kind of mobility.
Geno Smith building a little game-winning drive history of his own. 3rd and 5.
Not a bad resume.
Ivory going nowhere. Stacked up short of the line of scrimmage.
Oh, and now not only that, but this is a long field goal.
And here comes Nick Folk.
And keep in mind, if you don't make this, the Patriots are going to get great field position.
This would equal Nick Folk's career high, career long of 56 yards.
If he misses this, he's got a chance to be a hero, but if he misses this, the Patriots are going to start off with outstanding field position.
On its way, and he yanked it to the left. And we have a penalty marker down.
I don't know if Rex knows it's on New England or that's wishful thinking.
Does this turn the ball over? Does this give Folk another shot?
On the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 94, for pushing the opponent into the pile. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Wow. Pushing the opponent into the pile.
Well, the guilty party is the rookie, Chris Jones.
Well, let's take a look at this. He's lined up right in the center. Is he pushing his own player? You're not allowed to push your own player. This is him right here in the middle. Oh, that's what they're saying. They're saying he gets behind and he's pushing his own player upfield. You can't get like two locomotives hooked together pushing upfield. I don't believe I have ever seen that call.
Wow. The Jets with a first down now at the New England 23. Ivory to the 21. And you're talking about a much more manageable field goal now for Nick Folk.
Well, that is just, you can't even measure the enormity of that.
Bill Belichick waving everybody up to the line of scrimmage. He can't envision the Jets doing anything but running the football here. Ivory down at the 23. Let's go back to that play again, Dan.
Yeah, let's go back and look at it one more time. Here he is right here. And then again, in an attempt to make things safer, he pushes the player in front of him, which is Will Spitek, an offensive lineman, who's in there. And a new rule put in this year. And wow, that is, talk about rearing its ugly head at the wrong time.
3rd and 10. Let's see if the Jets just simply center the ball in the field. Play clock winding down, and that's what Geno Smith does. He moves right to the middle of the field and goes down. And here comes Folk again. So Folk with a chance to win it here in overtime. This will be from 42 yards.
Question will be, will Bill Belichick try to call a timeout at the last second?
Snap. The kick. And the New York Jets in overtime. They have lost 6 straight to the New England Patriots, who have swept the Jets for 2 straight years, not this season. The Patriots' 12-game winning streak against AFC East opponents comes to an end. And Tom Brady doesn't get another chance. In overtime, the Jets 30, the Patriots 27 up next. Houston at Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, or Cleveland, Green Bay. For Dan Deerdorf, for all of us here in the Meadowlands, Greg Gumbel saying so long. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.